It's Ellie.
And it's Liv. Next.
Restart that. Everything is happening.
What?
When?
Now.
Right now.
Ugh.
Cheers.
So welcome back to Everything's Happening.
You sound like you're really happy to be here.
I am really excited to be here.
Really?
I'm so excited to be here.
Wow.
I've been looking forward to this all week. So this is our professional episode. We're going to...
Professional in the sense that we're trying to speak more eloquently, but not professional in the sense that our content will be professional.
Because when we started this whole thing, we just wanted to get something out there. Literally anything. It didn't matter the way that we talked or words that we said. It just mattered that we started it. And now we're kind of getting to the point where we're ready to make this a bit more official. We know what we're doing now. We're excited about what we're doing. And we want to sound like we know what we're doing as well.
Wait, that sounds really confident. We know what we're doing.
I'm feeling more confident.
I feel like we just talk about so many things. And I'm like, what happens if you don't really have one thing and you like 100 billion things?
But I feel like that's like the beauty of our podcast.
There's this podcast solely dedicated to analyzing the characters in Grey's Anatomy. Like, that is so niche. And they're doing super well because Grey's Anatomy has this giant fan base.
The Grey's Anatomy podcast is run by old Grey's Anatomy characters. It's Joe and Arizona Robbins.
Who were they in?
Joe and Arizona Robbins. I don't know their real names.
No, who were they in Grey's Anatomy?
Joe and Arizona.
I don't think I've gone to that season.
Oh, you're actually going to be proud of me. I started a book.
Really? What book?
The new Hunger Games book.
There's a new one?
Yeah, it's Hamish's Hunger Games. So it's 25 years before the original saga started, and it ties in all of the characters that you know from the 3 original books, but 25 years earlier. And it's when Hamish is 16, but it kind of explains why he is the person that he is in the original Hunger Games.
Because you figure out like what he did in his game.
And what has happened to him with the Capitol. So it's crazy.
Wow, that actually sounds good.
Yeah, it is really good. I can't wait to read it right after this. And that kind of honestly segues into my in for the week.
Okay, what's your in?
My in for the week is having fun on weekdays.
Okay, cheers to that. I'm trying to have fun.
I honestly think too many people have counted out weekdays as you do your work, you get home, and that's that. We do this thing every Tuesday called family dinner. And we essentially force everyone that we know to all get together every Tuesday if they can. People have busy schedules, so sometimes it's not everyone. But it happens every Tuesday. It started when Dancing with the Stars was on every Tuesday back in September.
God, that show brought me so much joy. Like, I literally
Why is it only once a year? It's
I could tear up talking about it, but that needs to come back.
I know.
I'm literally tearing up.
You're crying.
I cried so hard when Len passed away.
Oh my God, why would you say that?
Because
Don't make...
he literally is the cutest man in the world.
Liv.
He's dead.
Stop.
I just love Len.
I love him.
A 10 from
he
Len.
He kept it real. He was hilarious. He was strict. He embodied the show.
I just thought of something funny. Next time one of my friends posts a selfie, I'm going to comment, a 10
from Len. Getting a 10 from Len had to have been the top...
Had to
top
be
5 feelings in the entire
Oh,
world.
it had to be the equivalent of like winning $10 million, being on the cover of Vogue, kissing Zac Efron.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Winning the Price is Right showcase.
Who watches The Price is Right?
You don't?
No.
It's so good.
I watch Shark Tank.
Well, The Price is Right I would only watch when it was on at like 11 a.m. every weekday when I got to like stay home from school or...
Is it still on?
Probably.
Okay.
But anyways.
So your in is family dinner.
Because I just think that we decided as a group that Tuesdays are the worst day of the week. Because Mondays...
I was not part of that vote.
You don't think so?
I think we only did Tuesday because that's when Dancing with the Stars was on.
But it just so happens to also be the worst day of the week.
I hate Wednesdays.
I hate Tuesdays.
Tuesdays are my favorite day.
There's no worse time in the week than 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. And I stand by that.
Why not 3 p.m. on a Wednesday?
because you're already halfway through the week. You've made it.
I feel like I jam pack my week with so many things that I have to get done that I really love when it's a Tuesday, because I'm like, okay, I still have time to get everything done. Like, we're doing good. Versus when it hits Wednesday, I'm like, oh no, tomorrow's Thursday and it's basically Friday and I'm basically not going to get anything done.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just feel like Tuesday, there's so much more to go. And Mondays, you're getting back into it. Everyone's getting back into it. It's okay. We're so back. Tuesday, you're like, we actually are back. Like, we still got the whole week to go. There's so much to do. But I truly think that doing this family dinner every Tuesday is a way for everyone to just reconnect during the week. And we're not going out. We're not doing much. We're just all getting together. Someone's cooking a meal. Sometimes we just order in, or we all cook together. And it's so wholesome. It's so cute. And I end my Tuesday night feeling happy.
So what you're saying is you and your friends pick a date, commit to it, show up, make dinner, force yourself to hang out.
Just go do something fun. Like, Liv and I are hanging out on a Wednesday, and it's so fun. We're just chatting.
Well, I wouldn't say we're like hanging out. We're like recording a podcast, but
it's still fun. You get out of the house and you basically remember that all of life is going on outside of your little work bubble, and it's good to remind yourself of that and just recognize that you can honestly do whatever you want in life.
I don't know if this happens to other people, but this definitely happens to me, where I know I have a plan. Like, last night I had family dinner, tonight we were recording this podcast, but I just like get in a mood before those things happen, because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to like go there, I don't want to walk there, I don't want to take the L there, I don't want to like put myself out there. Like, it's the act of actually like getting myself the momentum to do something that I really struggle with. But then once I'm doing it, I'm like, wait, this is actually fun. Like, I'm actually having fun recording our podcast. But everything leading up to it, I was like, oh, this is so stupid.
And I think that's also part of being in your own work bubble. Obviously, no one wants to work and spend their whole day working. So no one's going to be in the best mood. You need to just get over the hump, acknowledge you're in the real world and you have free will. And then once you do that, you can have a great night instead of just do nothing the rest of the day.
It's funny that you're saying hump, because guess what day it is?
Hump day. Was that good?
That was good. I was going to say that when you were talking about how everyone hates working all day, every day, I'd say that's 90% true of the entire population. It's like, okay, if 90% of the world hates working all day, every day, why do we do it? Like, what if one day, maybe May 10th, I hope that's a weekday, we all just decide like
May 10th is so
no,
specific.
let's not work. We're not working today. Like, kind of like senior ditch day, except it's world population ditch day. Yeah, I guess you can't take the bus because there's no bus drivers. You can't get your coffee because there's no baristas. So what do? You go out, walk around, and you have a conversation with your neighbor. You make coffee for your neighbor. Why are you giving that face? This sounds amazing.
How are you going to get the coffee if all the stores are closed?
You have coffee at your house.
For how long?
Or if you don't, this is just one day. Also, maybe if you don't have coffee, that's when you go talk to your neighbor for the first time. I've never seen my neighbor. I know she lives there. I have no idea what she does.
You know, whatever happened to introducing yourself to your neighbor? That used to be such a common thing, but I feel like I haven't done that.
No, literally.
Ever.
We tried to do it.
Yeah,
do you remember?
Wait, this is actually hilarious. We did try to introduce ourselves.
Let me tell the story. Okay, so when Ellie and I were roommates, this was in 2022. We moved in together with two other girls into our apartment in Wrigleyville. And it was a duplex apartment. So we were on the second and third floor. We had no idea who was in the unit in the basement and first floor. Every night we'd be like, wait, I think they're home. I think they're home. We would go knock on the door. No one would answer it. And we're like, this is just weird.
Then things started getting weirder because we would see like a family exit. And
we just saw a ton of
grandpa go in.
We couldn't tell like what age group or demographic our neighbors were.
And then some boys came out.
Yeah.
We're like, what the
We were
hell
just
is
like,
going
these
on?
people must have a lot of friends, or like they have family visiting.
It was all ages.
And then one night it started hailing. And so we run downstairs like any normal person. You want to see the hail. We open our front door. It's hailing. And you know who opens the front door next to us? Our neighbors. And I look over and
What
it's
better
like,
time to introduce
well,
ourselves?
I look over and it's like a 50-year-old man, and inside his apartment are like 6 other 50-year-old men. And I'm like, why are 6 50-year-old men living together? Like, what? And then we realized that it's actually not an apartment. It's an Airbnb.
And we didn't know this for weeks.
Yeah, like
We didn't know this for weeks.
we didn't piece it together. It's so funny looking back and just like, now it all makes sense. But in the moment, we were like,
We were so excited to meet our
we were
neighbor
so
too.
set on meeting the neighbors.
We'd text each other, just saw the neighbor. Lo and behold, it was like 10 different people.
I think I was just like really optimistic about it being like a group of cute boys. But that has literally never happened to me in my 25 years of living. I've never been neighbors with a cute boy. Or maybe I have, but I haven't found out because you don't say hi to your neighbors anymore.
But yeah, hang out on weekdays.
Hang out with your neighbors.
Hang out with
This was a long-winded in. Okay, so my in is free stuff. For those of you who haven't heard already via our Instagram or via our flyers, Ellie and I are going on a trip in 2 weeks to a location of your choice. So we're just going to pick out of a hat and book our flight and go, which is going to be really fun. I can't wait. But so anyway, for this trip, I was like, wouldn't it be so fun if I had like a nice camera to bring so we could like record, make a vlog, our content's a little nicer, a little better, not the rinky-dink iPhone shit. So I started Googling where to rent free cameras. And the Chicago public library, I guess like every single public library has something like this. It's called the Library of Things, where you can rent out all of these different knickknacks, basically. The first thing that popped up was a bubble machine. If you had a party and you wanted a bubble machine, rent it from the library. They had a popcorn maker. They had a little green Bissell vacuum cleaner, so if you ever spill on your carpet, you can rent it out. You literally can rent out all of these things for free. They had like a Roku. They had a fondue set, pickleball rackets.
What?
Yes. It's called the Library of Things, and every library has something of it. So then I was doing some more internet sleuthing, and I found out that this might be known to some people, but Chicago has the Chicago Tool Library, which is essentially the same thing, but it's more tool specifics. Like if you needed a rake, if you needed a hammer, if you needed a chainsaw, if you needed some like really random technical equipment, like it's all in this warehouse in Chicago and you just like rent it out. But then they also have a ton of camping gear. So if you needed to rent like a tent or a sleeping bag or a stove for camping, like they have all this stuff. So I just think everyone should take advantage of it because we live in such a materialistic culture that and everything you see is influencing you to buy something to some degree. Instead of spending your money, especially in a time where things are about to get real expensive, be smart about what you're buying and instead maybe look for free versions of it first.
That is crazy. I didn't know libraries did that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a new thing?
No.
Because I used to be an avid library goer.
I
And
mean-
I never saw anything like that, but I was also 10.
I think it started when we were in high school because that's when technology started becoming like more of a thing. But I remember when I was in high school, they had like the technology hub at my library where they had like podcasting equipment and you would go in and you could rent out the studio and use it for your own projects. And they have something like that at the Chicago Public Library, but it's only for high schoolers. I'm like, where is this for adults? Because I would spend my whole day at the library. I literally love the library, just playing with technology and making cool things.
Wait, I need to check this out. That is such a crazy concept and so smart. They do that at apartment buildings. Like some luxury apartment buildings have a whole square thing of things you can rent, and it's like a Roomba or a karaoke machine or a Swiffer. It's a lot of cleaning equipment and entertainment equipment, but it's not a ton of it, and it just takes up one wall.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was a really smart idea to have, and I've seen it in various apartment buildings when I'm touring with clients, but I didn't know that it existed for the general public. Wait, I love that. I wonder if they have a karaoke machine.
One of them has to.
Maybe we should just work there the rest of our days.
I think my life would be significantly calmer, happier, and less stressful.
If we just worked at the library. Let's apply tonight.
I think that maybe that's something I'll do when I'm like 60 or 50.
Would you prefer to still have a job when you like retire?
Yes, I'm going to be so bored. If I literally don't even know how to relax now. Like, I'm going to be so bored if I don't know how to do nothing. Like, I literally do nothing and then I like freak out that I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah. I feel like you always want what you can't have. When you don't have anything to do, you wish you were busier. And when you're super busy, jam-packed, you wish you could do nothing. So when does it ever just feel all right?
I don't think it ever feels all right. You just have to take moments out of your day and force yourself to feel all right. Because if you don't, then you're never going to feel all right.
I think I'm pretty good at that and just telling myself I had a great day every day no matter what, because every day is a great day. I feel like it's perspective.
Yeah,
And
it is perspective.
Really focusing on what you have and what to be grateful for and the situations that stress you out and how serious they are compared to other situations.
I was thinking about that actually last night. I'm really grateful that I don't have kids right now because I can just do whatever I want. I think I need to take advantage of just not having a boyfriend, not having a job that requires me to go in every day, or having kids or a dog. Like, I literally have no responsibilities except for like keeping myself alive.
Yeah, and someday you're going to have a lot of responsibilities and you're going to miss this time. So you don't want to look back and say, I was so focused on the fact that I didn't have anything that I didn't realize that I didn't have anything.
So what do I do?
Maximize this time for yourself.
I feel like I am, though.
So you're fine. So there's no stress and you're living every day to the fullest.
But I am stressed. I'm stressed about what I'm doing with my career.
But don't.
Okay, I'm just going to not stress.
Just stop, okay?
Starting today, starting now, I'm never going to stress ever again.
I'm going to text you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Are you stressed?
I'm going to be like, dude, yeah.
Stress is just a part of life. Like we're stressed out about the podcast, but there's seriously nothing to be stressed about because we created this from scratch, and we're not reporting into anyone. I get
stressed about it though, dude, because I want it to be perfect. Like,
but
I want it.
That's the fun of it. We're stressed out because we care about it, and that makes it fun. If we weren't stressed about it and didn't care about it, then what's the point?
But like even going to hang up those posters, I've been nervous.
It's fun
because we need to do our giveaway post.
It's fun. Stress is fun.
I'm not agreeing to that. I think stress is necessary, but I wouldn't say it's fun.
Yeah. No, stress is necessary. That's a better way to put it than stress is fun.
Yeah.
When you're setting up like a fun event or a surprise party, there's stress going into that, but it's fun stress.
I think that if someone threw me a surprise party and I wasn't expecting it, I would be very excited. But then I'd probably need like 5 minutes to like decompress after being surprised.
You're surprised, then you just leave.
Oh, this is really fun, guys. Thanks.
Please give me 10 minutes.
I actually like have something I have to do. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Back up. That's so weird, partying without the person the party's for.
That's not that weird. Like Christmas, you're partying for Jesus, but he's not there. Or like Easter. Where is St. Patrick?
Who is St. Patrick?
He's a saint.
I thought it was for the leprechauns.
That's what they tell you.
Where are the leprechauns?
That's what they want you to think.
He's a saint. You don't know anything about him either.
I don't. I'm lying. I'm just bullshitting.
You use things as an excuse to have a fun time, and that's probably my favorite part about life itself.
Yeah, I am watching Vanderpump Rules right now. One of these girls, Lala, she and her husband got divorced because he had a second life, was crazy, like actually sucks, worst person in the world type shit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway, so she has a child with him, but she's like, I want another baby, but I don't have a man. So she decides to get a sperm donor. So you know what she does? She throws a sperm donor party where she has everyone say pin the sperm on the vagina, so they're blindfolded like pinning sperms on a thing. And then they go through, she made booklets for each of them with a 1-page description of each sperm donor, and they have little paddles, smiley face, sad face, and they all vote on which man should donate his sperm.
That is so cute and fun.
Right? Like just having a party for everything.
What better way to do that?
Yeah.
Everything should be celebrated.
Even bad thing. Well,
honestly, yeah.
like it depends on the level of bad.
Yeah, you might need a few days to get over a few things.
Well, I'm just saying, like, like if you murdered someone, that should not be celebrated.
if you got away successfully.
Then you can't tell everyone about it.
Yeah, true.
You just celebrate quietly.
There's just like confetti cannons going off in my room alone.
You just are like,
they're like, what
confetti.
are you doing? I'm like,
the upstairs neighbors like, what is that noise?
not much, just celebrating.
Celebrating what? I can't tell you.
Secret. That's what I'm gonna do. Anytime anything bad happens to me, I'm just gonna celebrate by myself.
So you should actually order probably like 100 confetti cannons right now on Amazon.
Yeah, just
in case you need to celebrate alone.
That is something that I should order, to be honest. There are a lot of moments in life that call for a confetti cannon.
Wait, I have an idea, an invention. So confetti cannons are annoying because 1, you can only use them one time. 2, the confetti goes everywhere and you have to clean it up. What if you made a confetti cannon where all the confetti is on like an invisible string or just like a wire, so it shoots and goes far, but then you can wind it back in. Then you have a reusable confetti cannon that you don't have to clean.
What if the strings get tied up? I mean, you shove them all back in there anyway.
Yeah, they're all going in the same place.
Okay, yeah, wait. We should probably take this out. Patent that.
It's patented. If anyone takes the idea, watch out. Are we even going to have time to get to our outs?
All right, I'll get to my out quickly. Speed out. My out is scammers. Because I am the most gullible person in the entire world, and they get me almost every single time. And I don't know how at this point. I'd like to say I've gotten over most of the scams, but I keep getting texted hello. And
You answer?
Well, I did answer the first one, and I said hello because I think it's funny. I'm like, oh my God, this is hilarious. But it's obviously a scam if someone texts me hello. So I replied, hello, who is this? And they replied, this is Rebecca. I'm looking for Chris from Vermont. And I said, I am not Chris. Sorry, sad face. And then after that, I got 10 more hello texts in the span of a week, all from different numbers. I was talking to my boyfriend. I'm like, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting all these random hello texts. It was funny the first time. And he was like, dude, they are texting you hello to see if your number is active. So the second that you replied to that, they said, cha-ching, it is active, and sent it out to all the other scammers. So now your number is active on all the scam sites since you replied. I thought it was a funny joke for myself.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, my first thought is like, haha, you're going to scam the scammer, but then you ended up just getting more scammed.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm past it. And
Damn.
This keeps happening. And I just will always remember this time in college, junior year, I got a call. It was online schooling. So I was paying attention to my class, but I got a call from a random number. So it was okay to answer because I didn't have to talk or anything on the class. And I was obviously muted with my camera off. So I answered it. And I got told that I was in a massive drug trafficking scheme in the state of Texas and someone had stolen my identity. So I obviously got nervous. I didn't think about the fact that, number 1, it was from a random number. Number 2, they never gave me any of my personal information, including my name. And number 3, this is the most absurd story in the world that clearly has never happened. And all of that went right past me. And I pull out a notebook, I start taking notes. I'm like,
You're in school mode.
12 pounds of cocaine. Like,
that's what they were saying?
yes! And I was on the phone with them for, dude, it's so embarrassing, 25 minutes.
You were talking back to them?
Yes! I was like, what can I do to fix this? They told me the police were coming to my apartment. They never confirmed the address. I might have given it to them. I have no idea. I know I didn't give them any serious information, but I almost did, dude. And then
What, like, made you realize, like, wait, this is weird?
it started getting too deep. And I thought for a second, maybe, just maybe this isn't true. And then once that idea came in my head, I was like, this totally isn't true. And I hung up the phone And I was so embarrassed. Like, I couldn't believe myself. And I missed the rest of my class. And for literally nothing, to talk to scammers on the phone for 20 minutes about a drug trafficking scheme of pounds of cocaine that never happened. And then I Googled it immediately after. It's a very common thing. It's a very common call to get.
A very common call to get. My out is actually kind of funny. Well, it was funny to me at the time. So last week I was in Detroit for my client workshops, and when I was there, we printed out these like massive posters of our PowerPoints, like process flows, whatever. And we paid like $500 for these 10 posters to present to the client, which is so stupid. We're paying $500 for pieces of paper. Whatever. I didn't pay for it, so I didn't really care. Anyway, so we have these posters. I do the workshop, and I'm like, well, we paid $500 for these. Like, I'm going to keep them. I roll them up, rubber band them, get to the airport, and get on my plane, and we're about to take off, and then they're like, wait, JK, we need to move planes because this one's broken. And I was like, fuck this, whatever. So I get off the plane. We had to like end up like rebooking our tickets because it was just this whole thing. Anyway, so I'm in line at the counter to get on this new flight home, and I realize, oh my God, my $500 worth of posters are underneath the seat on the plane that's like deboarded and like completely shut off, like lights off, everything. I guess this is where my out comes in. Not caring is my out. So I texted my coworker. Nice guy. Definitely had a stronger opinion about getting these process flows back. I was like, hey, so my plane got switched and I accidentally left these underneath the seat. LOL. I hope it's not that big of a deal. Like, I know it has client confidential information, but I'm assuming someone will just like throw it out. So he was freaking out, like, wait, like, I would think you should definitely talk to a flight attendant, like, yada, 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 do this, do that. And I was like, okay, and just didn't care. But it was like a mindset thing. I was like, whatever happens, happens. Like, it's so out of my control at this moment. Like, sure, I'm going to ask the lady if I can get them back. But if it doesn't happen, like, there's literally nothing I can do. And I just have to accept it. Like, there's no point caring about it. So anyway, I go to the lady. She ends up like laughing at me and then goes and gets them. I have a picture of her carrying the like giant tube of posters. Anyway, so I'm sitting there with my posters, learn to not care. That flight ends up getting canceled. So you know what I did? Instead of caring, I was like, well, I'm in Detroit for another night. Like, what can I do? What's around here? I'm like, well, I could drive 4 hours home and have a little solo like road trip by myself. I realized, oh my God, University of Michigan is like 20 minutes from here. So I called my friend's little sister who goes there and I was like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just like hanging out. Why? And I was like, do you want to have a sleepover? And she was like, yeah, like when? And I was like, tonight. And she was like, what do you mean tonight? And I was like, well, I'm stuck in Detroit and I have nowhere to slay. I have nowhere to slay. Facts. I needed to slay there. I had nowhere to stay.
Looking for a place.
I'm looking for a place. Don't mind me. I'm just looking for a place to slay for the night.
Where should we slay tonight? Now I'm never going back. What are you doing tonight? Oh, just slaying at my parents' house.
Just slaying in.
That is like the funniest. Just slaying in.
I had nowhere to slay. So anyway, I decided to slay at her apartment at the University of Michigan. So I Ubered my little ass there, and me and my friend's little sister just had like a really funny night, caught up, slept in her bed, woke up, and I was like, where the fuck am I? I'm on a college campus. Like, what the hell?
That's so fun. You've been in your college era lately.
Yeah, I guess I was at 2 college campuses in a week. That's kind of funny. Anyway, so I just like didn't care, and life ended up being so much more fun. It's perspective, man.
Yeah.
God, this is a reminder to myself.
I think this has been a very optimistic episode, to be honest. And now I've never been more excited to go out and slay. Honestly, you guys go slay the rest of this week.
I hope you find somewhere to slay tonight. Hopefully at your house if you're slaying in.
Yeah. Slay in, slay out.
Wherever you're slaying tonight or today, we're happy that you tuned in to Everything's Happening. And we'll
Thank you
see
so
ya
much.
next week.
We love you. Cheers.